Number 3, we'll find it once amongst at least 27 times in Surah Al Imran. It is 27 times in the Quran, in Madani Quran, but we'll also find this in Ayah 191 of Surah Al Imran. إِنَّ فِي خَلْقِ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ وَاخْتِلَافِ اللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ لَآيَاتٍ لِأُولِي الْأَلْبَابِ. The third thing that the Quran asked the average Abdullah, the average Amina to do was to think. To think about the signs and the realities around us. Is it possible that everything in the universe has a set code to follow, but somehow we human beings don't have that code? Is it possible, really, genuinely, that the purpose of this religion was to fight on whether I hold my hands here or hold my hands here? Really, just step out of the box. Leave your dalail for 1 second. Just step out of the box and tell me, is the function of the Quran to break the people or join the people? Does it make any sense to you? That we take the same book that bound the Sahaba radiallahu ta'ala anhum together more than the bond of blood. Does it make any sense that everything in the universe, forget animals, I'm talking about me. You're sitting with your legs folded. The blood is able to get through the joint of your knee when you're sitting right now. But if I close a hose, the blood stops. But everything follows a law. If I drop the mic will fall. But blood goes down to my toes and comes back up to my heart. So blood, something unclean, has a system to follow. Is it possible that the most advanced creature doesn't have a system to follow? A system, not be good, be nice. Is it possible that this deen was genuinely about whether we pray 4 rakat sunnah before dhuhr or 2 rakat? Is it possible, like just rationally speaking? Brothers and sisters, Quran asked us again and again and again, think. Just think about the realities around you. Think about how slowly becoming and being more Muslim is harder and harder. You think it was tough post 9/11? What are we doing now? That guy has a nice shape up and he had a house on a mortgage and his wife, pretty modern person, right? The face that you keep seeing on TV right now is a pretty chill guy. He didn't have a huge beard. Do you think that this is what the deen came to do? It just kept getting harder and harder to practice because we kept putting up walls. The Quran wanted it to be read as it was revealed and to think about the signs around us, the function, the purpose of this religion. There is a narration that the sittings between the khutbah, that if the dua that is made between these two sittings, it is not rejected. You can say that this is not the strongest narration. I agree with that. I suggest, if somebody has a yearning and need for something, foreclosure, you need to get engaged, someone has finals, khalas, make dua. Give me the last few seconds of your dua. If there was haqq, reality, purpose, function in what you heard in the last 18 minutes, then pray with your own words. Oh Allah, may this unadulterated thought reach my heart like rain reaches fertile land. And say this, oh Allah, if he has some immaturity or some agenda behind his talk, I pray it falls on your ears like rain falls on dead rock. But don't leave here saying it made sense. Go home and make sense out of it. Go home and do something with the book of Allah as he asked us. The mashayikh don't have to do this. It's just me and you. The everyday Abdullah, the everyday Amin. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salamun ala al-mursaleen. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulihin nabiyil kareem. Wa ala alihi wa sahbihi at-tayyibin at-tahirin.
الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تباركت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام اللهم أنت السلام ومنك السلام تباركت يا ذا الجلال والإكرام حينا وأدخلنا دار السلام Oh Allah, we ask for your forgiveness and for your mercy. Oh Allah, make us amongst those who are steadfast and consistent in our good actions and worship. Oh Allah, make us amongst those who have guidance, who have hidayah, and that leads us to functional action that implements the rules of this deen. Oh Allah, make us amongst those who are not cheap, who are not lazy, and who are not cowards with our life and time. Oh Allah, make us amongst those who can act on the little words that we hear as opposed to listening to many words and doing that. La ilaha illa anta subhanak inni kuntu min al-zalimin. I end on the ayah that we read every single week. Every week you hear the same verses out of the Quran. But forget about reading it. We just became like kind of like a machine. So listen to the ayah that possibly you've been listening to for more than 15 years. إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُ بِالْعَدْلِ وَالْإِحْسَانِ وَإِيتَاءِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى Indeed, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has enjoined adl, justice. If something made sense, and you're like, man, I don't know how to read the Quran, then do something about it. وَالْإِحْسَانِ Allah has enjoined justice and ihsan. Ma mani ihsan? What do you want me to say? Ihsan, consciousness, awareness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sees us. And we are in front of Him when we make our prayer to Him. وَإِيتَاءِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى And spending on your family. Allah has enjoined justice, has enjoined ihsan, has enjoined spending on your family. When you go home and your wife says, so what do you hear in the khutbah today? You'll be like, nothing, I don't know. Share with your family. Say something about Quran. He just kept talking Arabic and English and Arabic and English. I didn't really get it, but something. Just Quran. If your wife asks you what the khutbah is, just Quran. That's all you gotta do. But on the flip side of this, إِنَّ اللَّهَ يَأْمُرُ بِالْعَدْلِ وَالْإِحْسَانِ وَإِيتَاءِ ذِي الْقُرْبَى وَيَنْهَى عَنِ الْفَحْشَاءِ وَالْمُنكَرِ وَالْبَغْيِ On the flip side of this coin of justice and ihsan, awareness of Allah, and spending time and money and energy with your family, there's three things that are flipped on the other side that Allah has forbidden. If He enjoined these, He has forbidden these. What is the number one thing, oh my young people? What is the number one thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has forbidden in Surah? Fahsha. Let me loosely translate fahsha for you. Fahsha is High School Musical 1, 2, 3, 5, and 10. Fahsha. What they call you to glee is fahsha. Late night at www is fahsha. Disrespect of your parents is fahsha. Wal munkar. The line in the sand between halal and haram, Allah has forbidden. So don't go close to the line. Everything that is forbidden. Wal baghi. And oppression. We end on the word of oppression. Brothers and sisters, don't go home and say, I don't oppress my kids. What about this? What about you? Can you literally leave here saying it made sense and oppress your nafs? You can't. Allah has forbidden it. Don't be impressed by words. Let the words of Allah make an impression on you. And when something has an impression, it stays with it forever. May the book of Allah stay with us. وَلَذِكْرُ اللَّهِ أَكْبَرُ وَاللَّهُ يَعْلَمُ مَا تَصِفُونَ